We are the gorgeous ladies of wrestling!
The women of Netflix's GameSpot are back for another round in the proverbial ring for a second season. However, the series takes a turn as it's more about trying to continue the success of a wrestling television show the characters are taping, and less about learning the craft of wrestling.
I know what I'm worth, and I am not apologizing to anyone.
Is GameSpot a stone-cold stunning success, or is Season 2 unseeable like John Cena? Hey Ding Dongs, Matt Mount Fiji Elfring here, and this is a spoiler-filled review for Season 2 of GameSpot. Before we get into the arm bars and arm drags, make sure to subscribe to GameSpot Universe for more breakdowns, reviews, and the hottest takes on movies, television, wrestling, and more. While Season 1 of GameSpot revolved around the women wrestlers being wrangled by Mark Maron, Sam Sylvia, and trained to fight in the ring, Season 2 kicks off with the show already being established, and the whole team trying to keep some sense of normality in their personal lives while playing larger-than-life characters on the small screen.
My costume still smells like beer and racism.
Was I supposed to watch these?
GameSpot as a TV series hits a bump in the road as it struggles to keep its TV time slot, so the team comes together to do what they can to make it a better show, which includes ridiculous segments filmed at a mall featuring a security guard who keeps headshots on him. Of course, the struggles don't end there for these women. Their real-life problems become part of the show, but the focus is primarily on creating a fictional television series. Additionally, there is a major shift in the power dynamic of GameSpot, with Debbie stepping up to the plate in a new role, while Ruth desperately tries to be some sort of driving force with the creative team. Each character in their own way works on bettering themselves as people and actors throughout the season, so while someone like Arthi may be secondary in the cast, her story becomes just as enthralling as what's going on with Ruth, Debbie, and Sam.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
Relax, would you? I'm not your father, all right? We're just two people at a strip club.
As a whole, every moment of this season has something to talk about, and there is very little not to love. Considering the show takes place during the 80s, just like the original Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which the Netflix series is based on, there is a whole lot of references to the one decade of decadence. From the fondue craze, to breakdancing, to giant boomboxes, to Aquanet, GameSpot packs a ton of ways to keep reminding the viewer they're in a different decade without nostalgia taking over the story. Yes, there's tons of music from the decade as well, don't you worry. What's great about the new season is that it gives us a behind-the-scenes look at the world of wrestling from a production standpoint. Fans of sports entertainment will eat this up, especially when Ruth puts together an opening segment for the show in a mall.
You want me to ride on the escalator with them, get it going both ways, maybe French overs on the move?
I don't know what that is, but if it's good enough for the French, it's good enough for me.
It delivers some inside baseball in a way that's not boring to someone who doesn't particularly watch WWE programming. As for the wrestling itself, there are a few really fun matches, especially when you get a few guest stars stepping into the ring with the members of GameSpot. The women are improving in the ring, and it's a lot of fun to watch their progression throughout the series. That leads us to the best episode of the season, when we get to see a completed episode of the GameSpot TV show. It's very tongue-in-cheek, it's very 80s, and it's such an incredible payoff for the audience when you reach that episode. They even made fake commercials for this television show, which to me was wonderful and really helped envelop the audience into that world that they've created.
Hey there, kid, get out of my way!
So aside from the specific episode that I just mentioned, what truly works for Season 2 is the cast. There are plenty to keep track of, but each one is just as interesting as the last. While the primary focus is on Ruth and Debbie, you'll find yourself fascinated with everyone else, from Machu Picchu's family issues to Justine and Sam's father-daughter dynamic. Season 2 of GameSpot somehow finds a way to instill hope in a season filled with roadblocks that leave the characters feeling hopeless. You'll find yourself rooting for all these characters, no matter the predicament they're in.
This is bullshit. That should be me.
As a side note, Patrick Renna, the red-headed kid who was in The Sandlot, Son-in-Law, and the poster for The Big Green, is in this show as an obsessed GameSpot fan, and that's just kind of a plus to me. A little bit more 80s, 90s nostalgia right on top of everything else. Now, season 2 isn't exactly a gigantic home run out of the park baseball analogy. There are a few times when the show drags. As Debbie deals with the fallout from her husband while trying to be a mother and work on the show, the series kind of slows down a little bit. She's a hard character to get behind and root for, even though she's ultimately the victim of her own story.
Okay, here I go. Okay, I love you. Oh my God. I'll see you Thursday, okay? Oh God.
Additionally, because the season is 10 30-minute episodes, at times the story can feel a bit rushed and the plot points don't have time to settle. When a show is juggling an ensemble cast, all of which are incredibly interesting, there's barely any time to breathe. Unlike season 1, which was filled with famous wrestling cameos, season 2 pulls it back a little. It doesn't give us too many Easter eggs. As you probably know, cast member Kia Stevens, who plays Tamay Dawson, aka Welfare Queen, wrestled in WWE as Karma and TNA as Awesome Kong. Additionally, Carlos Colon, known in WWE as Carlito, reprises his role as Big Kurt Jackson. Chavo Guerrero Jr. appears with him in one of the best episodes of the season when they take on the women of GL.o.w in the ring.
Remember, only wrestling moves, no punches.
Okay, no punches.
Don't want anyone to think we're okay with hitting girls.
Sure.
I just said no punches.
Season 2 of GL.o.w is truly a love letter to wrestling. It doesn't mock it or play into the tired old tropes of stripping it down to say wrestling is fake. GL.o.w embraces everything wonderful about it and adds a heaping portion of 80s nostalgia. It finds a way to improve on season 1, never veering away from what made it a success, while pushing the story of the wrestling promotion forward. If you enjoyed season 1, you'll find yourself completely in love with season 2. So that's my thoughts on how I felt about GL.o.w. Let me know what you thought of season 2 in the comment section below. And for more videos on movies, TV, anime, and wrestling, keep it tuned to GameSpot Universe.
You